What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about self-taught developers, what my thoughts are on self-taught developers. Now, most of you have probably heard the term self-taught developer before. Now, if you are not familiar with what a self-taught developer is somebody who learned code on their own. They did not attend a computer science program. They did not attend a coding boot camp. They essentially just stuck to the grind, learning from online resources, books, whatever other resources they could find available to them that were either much more affordable or free. Now, there tends to be a lot of pride among self-taught developers. If you see self-taught developers out there, they tend to be very proud of the fact that they are self-taught and that they did not go through a coding bootcamp or computer science program. Now, if you've seen my channel before, you've seen my content before, you probably already know that I am a bootcamp graduate. I went to Hack Reactor earlier this year in 2020. I graduated from Hack Reactor, and then shortly after I landed my first job in the industry. Depending on which videos of mine you may have seen before, you may also be familiar with the fact that I self-taught for on and off for about 3 years prior to going to Hack Reactor. So I've kind of seen the best of both worlds in the sense of self-taught versus coding boot camps. I definitely understand where that pride comes from in being self-taught. It's definitely, in at least my own opinion, probably the hardest of 3 routes. And this is for a couple reasons, because number one being that there's no right path. There's no path outlined for you. You kind of have to make your own way. Everywhere you look, the guidelines are going to tell you, you should learn this, you should learn this, you should do this before you do this. But everything is going to tell you something different. There's no clear path that you're supposed to take to reach this end goal of landing a job as a developer. You kind of have to just like piece together your own path. This route also takes the most discipline by far. You don't have any kind of structure. You're fully responsible for your own learning. And for a lot of people, they really just don't have the discipline or the time management to pull that off. It's absolutely not an easy thing to do. As I mentioned, I tried doing it for a long time. There were some times that I was able to put in more time than others. There were times where I just needed a break. I didn't have a high enough level of discipline that I needed to reach that point, which is part of why I ended up going to Hack Reactor in the end. As far as whether or not I would recommend somebody go the self-taught route, this is a little bit harder to answer. I think in this case, you really need to know yourself. You need to know and understand that it's going to take a lot of time and discipline. And then you need to ask yourself and be honest with yourself, do you have the time and discipline to invest in something like that? If the answer is no, like you can't do it without some sort of structure, then maybe you need to look into a different kind of program. But by absolutely no means am I saying that a coding bootcamp or a computer science degree is the only way to learn code and to get a job in this industry. You absolutely can do it the self-taught route. I've seen a lot of people do it online. A lot of people that I follow online on social media have done it this way. I've seen people land jobs within 3 months this way. Now, that's an incredibly rare circumstance. It does not happen that often. For some people, it takes much longer. I've seen it take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. I've seen everybody's journey is different. And you absolutely should not compare your journey to anybody else's. Because everybody's path is so different, comparison can only hurt you. Now, self-taught developers are definitely self-taught in the sense that they are spending all of their own time learning. They're creating their own path. They're not following any sort of program or structure generally, aside from maybe like an online course. But they're definitely not learning by themselves. Not entirely. All of this content comes from somewhere. Generally, it comes from much more senior developers who have taken their time to create amazing content to teach others. This content comes in many forms, from YouTube videos, blog posts, online courses, tutorials, like books. It's endless. There's so much content out there. And in a sense, we're all teaching each other, and this is really just a big cycle. Developers teach developers. Senior developers, in a sense, are creating all of this content that is teaching juniors and people that are not yet in the industry that are learning how to code. And then those people get into the industry, and then when they reach those positions, then they kind of create their own content and kind of return the favor and pay it back to those juniors and the new people rolling into the industry as well. It's kind of an endless cycle of developers teaching developers. And that's really one of the things that I love about this field, is that knowledge is shared. Nothing is really a secret. We're all sharing all this amazing content and pushing each other to learn more and try new things and experiment with new technologies. And it's pretty amazing because there's a lot of other industries that I've seen where a lot of things are like trade secrets or, things like that. But this is an industry that really pushes and inspires people to learn more. And that's something that I really love about it because you don't see that all the time. But that's all that I have for you guys today with my thoughts on self-taught developers. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button below, hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified when I post new content. Till next time.